Hey guys, it's Ian here with HobbiesofaMan once again, and today we're looking at Witchblade number 7. Has no changes to the art team. It's still Margaret Bennett, Giuseppe Cafaro, Arif Prianto, and I think it's Tom Pateri. So yeah, everything's still the same. They're doing a great job here. This cover is by Mark Silvestri, although there was a cover by Giuseppe and Prianto that was actually better in my opinion than this one. But I think it's important to give Mark Silvestri his due, right? And let him, contribute in some way to this new version of Witchblade, since I think it's probably the most important creator for Witchblade beyond the person that originally made it, which was what's his name, Michael Turner, right? So I think it's valuable and it's important, but I would have liked to just have the Giuseppe and Arif Prianto one. So yeah, but let's move on to the issue here. So it opens up with someplace burning in the distance. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Sara's apartment. And Kenneth Irons is watching it from a distance. And as he watches it, he starts talking, right? And he talks to someone unknown until the next page, where it's revealed to be Jackie Estacado, who is known as the Darkness, right? This character is part of a mafia family, and in previous iterations, he was the Darkness, and I'm sure he is the Darkness now because that has been kind of a bit of a marketing strategy for the last couple issues, right? Telling us that the Darkness is coming, and now that it's past the first trade, it's time to introduce him, right? So it turns out that Jackie's family and Kenneth Irons traded services. I think Jackie was supposed to attack someone, and in return, he would get something from Kenneth Irons. And so he gets a box given to him, and then we transition away from Jackie. We see him walking down the street, and as he's walking down the street, Sara passes by him. And as they pass each other, Sara sees the Darkness, and Jackie, it's unclear what he sees, but we see that he reacts to her, right? And Sara sees the Darkness in Jackie, and it's honestly more like a biological version of the Witchblade, in my opinion, where the Witchblade is kind of like this metallic biological entity, right? Something like a T-1000, right? I think that's what they are. The ones from Terminator 2, something in that vein. The Darkness seems to be the same idea, but completely natural. It has this green skin to it. It has this tendency to become these arms and bodies and mouths, right? And it seems very similar to me to the Witchblade, right? Although, if I remember correctly, this is supposed to have different like animal entities associated with it compared to the Witchblade. But I thought it was really cool how she sees this and she immediately reacts, like she's about to do something, and then manages to calm down, and she's like, okay, Sara, one battle at a time. You can't beat this guy immediately before you go and beat Kenneth Irons, right? And so they pass each other. We move on from this, and Sara makes it to the Iron Spire, and when she's there, she basically blasts open the doors and goes to find Kenneth. And within this ballroom in the Iron Spire, Kenneth is surrounded by a load of monsters, monstrous people, and things, and Sara is very confused. It seems like most of these people are relic holders in some way, but we see like a guy that has like a Cthulhu head, a werewolf. We see a woman that looks like a Kamen Rider or like a Kamen Rider villain who has like a something covering her face, and then another one that has like a bug resting on her face and stuff like that. And so Sara is very confused. She tries to not show it, and she rushes to Kenneth Irons, and she tells him that he's under arrest for the murder of her father. And he asks her, ignoring this request to arrest him, he asks her to join his collection. He gives her this tiara, or he holds out this tiara to her as a kind of way to say that she is his princess or his crown jewel in his collection or something. And Sara just doesn't know how to react, and so she does something ridiculous, and she cusses the hell out of him, and she tells him to kiss her fat pink something, although I'm sure we can guess what it is. And as she does this, silence follows, and then Kenneth and all of the people around him start laughing at how ridiculous Sara looks saying this stuff, right? And I kind of understand the point of this. Sara is supposed to be some sort of uncouth, kind of normal woman, and Kenneth Irons and all of the people around him are supposed to be these very high-class magnets and dangerous like bad people, right? And that difference is supposed to be kind of showcasing that issue, right? But I'm not sure I like this, because I don't necessarily think that I like Sara coming off as a fool like this, right? I mean, I guess that is part of her thing that she is in over her head, but she sounded stupid, not funny or interesting to me, and that kind of sucks. But he asked her about the Witchblade. What powers has she seen? Has she conversed with angels and demons and all of this stuff? And she doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. So she's useless. She is a mistake. The Witchblade is supposed to choose queens and goddesses and martyrs and special women, and Sara is just a random girl off the street. And Kenneth Irons doesn't understand why the Witchblade picked her, why it would go for someone so lame in comparison to all of its other users, right? And as he deals with this, he decides that the Witchblade chose wrong, and he throws Sara through a sickle key into a coliseum, and he puts all of his people there, and he says, fight her, kill her, take the Witchblade away from her so that it can be given to someone worthy. And so we have a cool fight here in a coliseum. Sara is quickly overwhelmed. Ian Nottingham shows up, and he goes with her. He jumps in, and he tries to take her side. And this helps her out to balance the issue, and she starts winning. And so Ian and Sara manage to beat up everyone there. And then a gate opens to escape the sickle key. And so they run after it, or they run through it. And now the characters are on the run. Kenneth Irons says that they're a bunch of cowards, and that they're going to fear him, or that he's going to chase them down, basically. And that is where the ending of this issue happens. And I actually had a lot of fun with this issue. Beyond the fact that it makes Sara look really stupid, I really enjoyed myself. I think that it was about time that we got some culmination out of this. It was about time that Sara met Kenneth Irons. It was about time to get that going. And I'm actually very happy about this. I think it was handled really well. There was a lot of action. There was a lot of, enjoyment to the fact that, it is finally, coming to a head in a way that I'm enjoying. However, I did feel it was a bit disappointing that Sara comes off as a dumbass with the way that she interacts with Kenneth Irons. But it's not that big a deal. Hopefully they'll, manage to make this come off better later by making her come and grow into her position, right, as time goes on. But I don't know. Overall, pretty good stuff. We still did get some of the art process in the background for one of the covers, and it was pretty enjoyable. I actually liked that, but I feel like we're missing a little bit of that. I would like to see a little bit more of the artwork process, or maybe an interview or something, some development about the interest that these creators have in developing this story, right? But overall, I'm really, really enjoying myself. I will continue to collect this, and hopefully we'll get a nice hardcover edition of this, because I would like to own it in that format as well. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Witchblade number 7. If you read this, let me know what you thought down below. Thank you guys very much for watching, and see you guys later.